Good evening one and all. Over there we have my Dell Optiplex 780, my main desktop computer, which I've shown you guys previously. And right here we have another Dell Optiplex 780. This is the one that my friend Marc gave to me. I mentioned in the video of my unit, I said he'd be giving me this. He originally took it from the school with the intention of making it his main desktop computer, but then he ended up getting a new computer which is a lot better, so he had no use for this anymore. So he's given it to me. Now the purpose for that is that this unit has much better components in it than my unit, and I'm going to transfer those components into my machine. The CPU in this, it's got a Core 2 quad, which Marc put in there from a stash of parts that he had. He couldn't remember the model, but he said it might be a Q9400. Either way, that's going to be a huge upgrade to the Core 2 Duo in my machine. And this has 8 gigs of RAM, which will be a nice upgrade from the 6 gigs of RAM that's in my machine. Now Marc had told me he had 4 hard drives in this. I wasn't sure whether or not he was going to give it to me with all 4 hard drives. He gave this to me with 1 hard drive in it, a single 320 gigabyte hard drive. You can see it's been gutted here and here. He at one point had 4 hard drives in it, and so he had to remove the optical drive to fit drives in there, and he removed whatever was here to fit a drive in there. But the DVD-RW drive is there. It's inside the unit, just laying on the floor of it. So let's open this. Well, actually, before we open this up, that's not all that I've got here to upgrade my desktop computer with. I got 2 new monitors. Well, not new. I found these at a thrift store. I got the 2 of them for $8, which was pretty great. It was a little thrift store down where my mom was during the few days that I stayed with mom. And yeah, I couldn't believe when I found these 2, and they both work perfect. This is a 19-inch LG Flattron wide, 1440 by 900 resolution, which is great. And then this Acer AL1715 17-inch 1280 by 1024 monitor, which is fantastic. So these are going to be a big upgrade to what I've got going on there right now, which is a CRT on the left running at 1100 something by 850 something, and then a really old 1024 by 768 LCD monitor. These are going to be a big upgrade. However, I don't think this one's definitely going into service. I don't think I'll be putting this one into service yet, because if you look at the bottom of it, it's a bit weird looking. It's missing part of the base, and it's left with that really small part, and it's not very stable standing up, so I don't want to put it into service just yet. I found this monitor in a box full of computer bits and pieces and some plastic things. I'm thinking one of the plastic things might have been the missing part of that base that makes it wider. So Mom told me she'll take a look, she'll pop back in the store for me, take a look in that box and see if that missing part is there. If not, I can buy the hardware on eBay for about $30. There's one base for this monitor on eBay. It's a little bit of money, but hopefully, maybe Mom will find the missing piece in the thrift store. That'd be great. If not, I will go ahead and buy the hardware so I can use this monitor. But today we will be putting this one into service, which will already be a big upgrade. Hopefully, I'm hoping it'll possibly solve my problem that I have, in which any motion on the left-hand monitor causes flickering on the right-hand monitor. So maybe now that I'll have 2 monitors running at 60 Hertz, and both of them LCD monitors, maybe that'll fix it somehow, but we'll see when the time comes. This monitor also supports DVI, which is nice, but of course I'll just be using it with the VGA port, because the other monitor, the 1024 by 768 monitor, only has a VGA, and this one only has a VGA as well, so I'll still be using an entirely VGA setup. So, looking inside this Optiplex 780, well, there's the DVD-ROM drive that fell out of it when I opened it. DVD-RW drive, rather. Is it SATA? Yes, it's SATA. And there's the hard drive. Take a look at it here. A 320 gigabyte Seagate Barracuda 7200.10. So a slightly older generation drive than what's in my unit. I have the 7200.12. Although the one in my unit is just a spare drive. I also have a Western Digital in there, which is the drive I have hooked up. And if we look up here, ooh, look at that, 8 gigs of RAM. And it's all identical modules, so it'll definitely be dual channel enabled, because it's possible that the RAM that I have in my unit's not even running in dual channel mode because it's mismatched RAM. Some of it's, I think there's one 4 gigabyte stick. No, I don't remember. I think it might be 3 2 gigabyte sticks, or one 4 gigabyte and two 1 gigabyte sticks. Anyway, mine's likely not operating in dual channel mode, so even just having the dual channel capability is going to speed that up quite a bit, which is awesome. Is it the same power supply? Yes, it's the same power supply. And then we'll get this shroud off and take the heatsink off, and we should have a quad core under there, which is definitely the piece de resistance. So let me get all that stuff off and we'll take a look. I see the CPU fan is just hanging there loosely. I'm not sure why or how that happened. Probably Marc did that. Alright, with lighting provided by the Rayovac Sportsman 180, a fluorescent lantern which I haven't used in a really long time, I figured out how to get the heatsink and shroud off. It comes off as one entire assembly and it's on hinges. Oh, no, I thought it was on hinges. Oh, no, it's not on hinges. Yeah, I couldn't figure out what to do. There's a screw there and a screw there, and I'm not sure if that did anything, and I guess it did. Yeah, it must have. And then the heatsink is kind of loose here, and it's got fresh, what might be fresh thermal paste on it, which is nice. There's CPU. I can't discern any writing on it from here. Let me move this out of the way. And we'll take that out. I should have the computer lying down. Alright, let's see what we got here. Ooh, it's a Q9450. That's awesome. That's a lot better, because the Q9450 was like part of the last generation of Core 2 quads, whereas the Q9400 was part of the previous generation. The Q9450 is actually the second best Core 2 quad you can get. You know, if you limit yourself to the latest generation, there's possibly one from an older generation that's better. And the Q9450 is the one I always planned on getting on eBay because it sells for quite a bit less than the Q9650, and it's one of the best bangs for the buck for Core 2 quads. So this is awesome. This is pretty much the best that I could have hoped for. That is so nice. Q9450. That's going to be really good. And then of course, up there we've got our RAM. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut my unit down and put all of these parts in it and boot it back up, and we'll see what we get. Before I do put in the new parts in my machine, here's the Passmark Performance Test 9.0 score for the present components, the Core 2 Duo E8500 and the 6 gigs of RAM. And now let's put in the new parts. I like how I'm in the 11th percentile. There it is, all ready to go. I got the Core 2 quad in there, and I got the new memory in there. 4 identical sticks. It's beautiful. Exact same model, even the same week of the date code. It's beautiful. I don't think I've ever owned a computer that had matching RAM in it. Here's the RAM that was in mine. There actually were 4 sticks. I thought there was just 3. There's 2 sticks of 2 gigabytes. And 2 sticks of 1 gigabyte from another manufacturer. So we're all ready to go. Let's hook this back up, turn it on, and we'll hope it works. Hopefully hopefully it boots up and doesn't have any issues, but let's find out. Alright, we're all ready to go. Let's hope it works. Let's hope that rinky-dink 255 watt power supply doesn't blow up with the extra load it has on it now. Ah, that's a good start. The amount of system memory has changed. Yep, that's fine. Alright. Okay. Alright, we're looking good. CPU, Core 2 Quad, Q9450, awesome. That's a 2.66 gigahertz CPU. And 8 gigs of RAM, which is definitely dual channel enabled now. I don't know if the RAM I had there before was or wasn't. And we have Passmark Performance Test 9.0 ready to go. Let's see what the results are. Oh heck yeah, here are the new scores. The main score here, it nearly doubled. I went from the 11th or 11th percentile to the 27th percentile. CPU Marc, I went from the 20th to the 36th percentile. 2D graphics actually went down a little bit, not sure why, but whatever. 3D graphics went up from the 7th percentile to the 23rd percentile. That was one of the biggest jumps. Memory went up only slightly from the 27th to the 31st percentile, noticeable nonetheless. And the disk mark went up slightly from the 45th to the 48th percentile. Wow, that is amazing. So I now have a computer that can literally compete with the machines of today. I mean, these are very respectable scores. So yeah, I'm super happy. Yeah, this computer is definitely gonna keep me going for years to come now. Really, really nice. I wonder, that's actually a thing I should check right now. I wonder how much faster videos render. Let's open up my video editor and take a look. Alright, let's test video rendering. I've got 30 seconds of video queued up. Let's see how long it takes to render it. It's just standard definition video like I always put on YouTube. That's pretty darn good. That's almost real time. Holy cow. Wow. That's amazing. Just 4 seconds longer than the actual clip itself. That's amazing. So, for example, for like, say a typical video of mine, say a 20-minute video, the ThinkPad, which was my video editing machine until I started using this, the ThinkPad would render a 20-minute video in maybe 2 to 3 hours. And then this thing on the old CPU would do it in perhaps 45 minutes or an hour. And now with the new CPU, a 20-minute video would render in, what, 23, 24 minutes? Holy crap. That is amazing. That's just so great. And of course, there's also going to be plenty of CPU cycles to spare while it's doing that, so it doesn't bog down as much while a video is rendering. So this thing has seen a massive improvement now, and a big thanks to my friend Marc for providing that improvement. And yeah, this computer is awesome. This is a beast. Does it stand up to a lot of rigs that, you know, even some of my viewers are running? Heck no. As the performance test scores indicate, this thing is in the bottom like quarter of all machines that have run the benchmarks. So this doesn't stand up to a lot of stuff today, but it still is competitive in today's computing world, and it's definitely good enough for me. So yeah, that's awesome. Now, we're on to the next part of this video, which is that new monitor. So I'm gonna be taking out this CRT and putting that new monitor in its place. I think I should have enough room. This thing will just have to move over, perhaps like that. So let's get that CRT out of there and the new monitor in place. And here are the new monitors. Wow, that looks awesome. I actually did put in both of them. I wasn't going to put in this one because, like I said, the base is missing part of it and it's not the most stable thing. But I decided to try it, and it's actually very fairly stable. It's stable enough for my confidence. So I put them both in, and wow, that is awesome. I have so much more screen real estate now, so much more room to put everything. So yeah, super happy with this. And as you can see, I sort of improvised a stand for this one so I could make them level. An old phone book and an old school notebook did the trick. And I thought it was going to take a lot of getting used to, but it really didn't. Everything, you know, it looks just natural to me already. And it's a lot nicer because I have a lot more desk room now. My keyboard's gone back a couple of inches, and I have a bit more room all around. So very, very nice. Sadly, this did not solve the flickering line issue that I still have on the second monitor, which is this one. I still get flickering horizontal lines, so my guess would be either it's one of two things. It's either the VGA, the DMS59 to VGA adapter that I'm using, or there's something screwy with my video card and the drivers that I'm using for the video card. I guess there's one way to test the video card thing. I have another video card that has a DMS59 connector on it. I could put that in another computer, hook my monitors up to that, and see if I get the flickering line issue. Alternatively, I could burn a Linux live CD or a USB stick, boot this computer from it, and see if it behaves the same way with the two monitors. That's probably what I'll try first, since that'll be quicker and easier to do. But regardless, I'm extremely happy, and I'm extremely happy with the speed boost that I've given this computer. So very, very happy with this entire setup overall.